A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a significant development regarding the ongoing conflict between Ukraine and Russia, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has called on the United States to amplify its pressure on Russia to facilitate a ceasefire. This statement comes in the wake of the U.S. threatening to withdraw from peace talks unless a resolution is reached promptly. During a recent visit to South Africa, Zelensky expressed optimism, stating, "We believe that if more pressure is applied to Russia, we'll be able to make our positions closer." His remarks underscore the urgency of the situation as Ukraine faces continued aggression from Russian forces. Zelensky's visit to South Africa was cut short following a grim overnight attack on Kyiv that resulted in the deaths of 8 individuals and left many others injured. The Ukrainian president described the assault as undoubtedly one of the most difficult and impudent acts of aggression by Russia. He emphasized that if Russia is genuinely willing to negotiate a ceasefire, it must halt its extensive strikes against Ukraine. It is Ukrainians who are running out of patience, because it is us who are under attack, and no one else, he asserted. Zelensky's comments came shortly after U.S. President Donald Trump accused him of undermining peace negotiations by refusing to acknowledge Russian control over Crimea, a territory that Ukraine insists it will never relinquish. Trump claimed that a deal to end the war was very close, but criticized Zelensky for not accepting U.S. terms, which he argued would only prolong the conflict. Meanwhile, U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance outlined a vision for a potential agreement that would essentially freeze territorial lines, suggesting that both Ukraine and Russia would have to make territorial concessions, although specific details were not provided. When asked if the U.S. administration was considering recognizing Russia's sovereignty over Crimea, Trump stated that his primary goal was to see the war come to an end. However, such recognition would be politically untenable for Zelensky, as it contradicts international legal norms that prohibit the alteration of borders through force. Following a meeting in London with US, UK, and European officials, Zelensky described the discussions as difficult but constructive, highlighting a shared commitment to continue working towards a resolution despite the challenges. Zelensky's visit to South Africa represents a diplomatic breakthrough in his efforts to counter Russia's influence in Africa. During a joint news briefing, South African President Cyril Ramaphosa expressed deep concern over the ongoing conflict and the tragic loss of civilian lives. He revealed that he had spoken with Russian President Vladimir Putin earlier in the week, with both leaders agreeing to collaborate on achieving a peaceful resolution to the conflict. This visit marks a significant shift in the geopolitical landscape, especially considering South Africa's prior reluctance to condemn Russia's invasion of Ukraine. The two countries now find themselves aligned in their opposition to Washington's policies, as both have experienced strained relations with the U.S. South Africa's non-aligned position has positioned it as a potential mediator in the conflict, with hopes of facilitating a peace deal with Russia. As the situation continues to evolve, the international community watches closely, hoping for a resolution that can bring an end to the suffering caused by this protracted conflict. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.